So I'm gonna talk about coffee, right? Because they say coffee is for closers, and we're sales professionals, and we're supposed to always be closing, right? And I'm gonna tell you my experience with coffee, right? And how I use it to help me operate at the highest level and get more production done and help me close more deals, maybe, right? End of the day, it's still the skills. But you know what it's like when you have a good coffee buzz, as they say. So what happened was about a year and a half ago, my buddy Telman Knutson, he's like, look, you gotta try this. It was Bulletproof Coffee, and I'd always heard of it, but I never tried one. And Bulletproof Coffee is actually created by a guy named Dave Asprey, and he's got this brand called Bulletproof, and he does all kinds of cool stuff around health, and he created what he calls Bulletproof Coffee. And what's in Bulletproof Coffee is grass-fed butter, right? It's important that, one, it's grass-fed, and two, that there's no salt in it. So I see people mess this one up all the time. They just take regular salted butter and put it in their coffee, and they think that they've got it all down. But you don't want to do that for multiple reasons. You can go to his blog, Dave Asprey's blog, and his website, and read all about that. And the other thing is, that he puts MCT oil, which is it stands for medium chain triglyceride, right? Medium chain triglyceride, and all that really is it's just super concentrated coconut oil, right? It's flavorless, pretty much flavorless. I think it's flavorless, and what that is it just helps. And both these things together, they help you stay in what they call a state of ketosis. Gives you a nice even level of energy. It might not always get you into ketosis. You know, you have to do the science behind that. But again, Dave Asprey, he's the expert on this. There's a lot of stuff out there written on that. So if that interests you, you can go check it out. But basically, it gives you a nice, steady energy and a nice, steady to pull off of, right? Because if you go off sugar, it can spike your energy and then it can crash down. It won't happen with when you drink this. Now, what happened was I wasn't used to having any caffeine really at all, and never really experimented that much with caffeine. I would have it before my races, and sometimes, and actually it worked, right? It worked really good for me. I would get a pretty good buzz, and it's always helped me get that push. So what happened though is I had this Bulletproof Coffee, and I never had it to help me with work type stuff. And I was like, whoa, okay, my thoughts are going good, I'm feeling good, and everything else, and I was feeling great. And I was like, this Bulletproof stuff, it tastes great, it's making me feel good, I'm gonna keep drinking this. And so what I did is I ended up at my max. I was drinking this coffee 4 days a week, and I was having 2 cups of coffee. But what happened was the impact and the good feeling and having that buzz started to wear off, right? As it can, you start to build up that tolerance. And I've talked to other people about it. I'm like, do you drink coffee? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, do you get buzzed off? And they're like, not anymore, because I've been drinking it for 20 years or whatever it may be. And they're like, man, I remember those days. I wish I could get back to that, but I don't think I can, because I've built up such a tolerance. So I went and did a bunch of research. I was like, well, how can I maintain and keep having this buzz? And so I went out there and I did a bunch of research, and you can reset your tolerance for sure. And what you have to do is you have to go off it. So if you drink tons and tons of coffee and you go immediately off it, it could be pretty drastic. You might get headaches and all that stuff. And again, this is all stuff I've researched. I'm not a health professional or anything like this, so I suggest that you go and research this stuff for your own, but I'm just telling you my story and what my experience has been with it. And anyway, so you can reset it, right? And the reset can take some people just 2 weeks, and sometimes it can take like 3-4 months or whatever, depending on the person. But in general, most people, they say it takes about 4 months to fully flush that out. Some people it's just 2 weeks or whatever. You can test it, right? So what I did is I went back and reset myself, right, to get that buzz back. So did that, and it worked. And then I did a little bit more research on basically how you can maintain that. And it's different for everybody, but in general, you can have it twice a week, and then you can put some time between those 2 days, right? So what I like to do is I'll do a Wednesday or a Saturday, or I'll just do it one time a week, and I'll have those 2.5 cups of coffee, and boom, right? I get that. I get that good buzz, and I'm super productive, and I just use it to my advantage. And I also use it when I work out, and I have awesome workouts with it, right? So that is how I use it, and I just keep it at those two times a week, max 1 time a week is usually what I do, just to maintain that. And it can be something that you can use as your secret weapon, because to be more productive, right? It can help you get a lot more done for sure, as long as you direct it and focus it in the right way. So that's how I use it, and that can help you maybe close more deals, be more productive out there. I just thought I'd share this with you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.